Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today. This is your mid-year check-in and monthly forecast for July 2015. This reading is a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an analysis for the oncoming 6 months through the houses, and so the first part of the reading will speak to the astrological house position, and then the second part of the video will be speaking to the astrological ruler of that house. So for example, for the first video, we're going to talk about house 1 position for all the signs, and you can click through in the about section to watch what's going on for your sun sign in that house. And then in the second part of the video, we'll do a regular reading for the house ruler of that house. So for the first house, that will be for Aries. You can also watch these videos for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. The first video will be for rising. The rising and the house ruler will be the same. And then ultimately your sun sign is who you are and general scope of your month. The moon, or the next 6 months, the moon sign will be reflect how you feel about things, what you're absorbing, the resonance of your experience, and then the rising sign is what you project and who you aim to be in the world. All right, so for example, just click through to your sun sign in the about section, and then you can watch your video for the first house below, for example. I'll announce at the beginning of each video which house it's for, and then explain the house briefly. Also, if you know your house ruler for every single house, you can watch that video as well and gain perspective on what's going on in that house with greater detail. If you don't know your house ruler, you can check out my Astro profile reading where I can give you a overview of your house ruler positions. I can't do that for free, it's too much work, but you guys can figure it out by yourselves online. There's lots of resources for that as well. So I hope you enjoy this. I know it seems a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, I think it's going to be very insightful and a nice overview for the next 6 months. All right, thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is your second house reading. The second house reading talks all about money and material goods. So in the first part of the reading, we are going to talk about the second house through all the signs. And you can watch this for your sun sign, which will tell you the overall scope of what's going on for you in your second house of money over the next 6 months. You can watch your moon sign to reflect on and feel and connect to how you will feel about your financial resources, the emotional processing of the outside world. And then the third, you can watch it for your rising sign, which will tell you how you will project that in the world. Another way to watch from this house forward is to watch for the house ruler. Now the house ruler is the sign that is ruling the second house, and it will kind of give you perspective on what's going on within that second house of finances through the lens of the house ruler. So you need to know your entire chart in order to know what rules your second house. I can do that for you through the Astro profile reading, or alternately you can find that out online. Unfortunately, I can't do it for free because it's too much time. So if I have to do it for everybody, then I won't be able to do that. Okay, so the second house again rules the material goods that you are using, financial wealth, finances, wealth and property. It can actually talk about how you are emancipated from your financial constraints and what it kind of what you can kind of use to set your life in a different course. Okay, so again, each house will begin in the same order. So now we are beginning with Aries for the second house. This is the triad reading. We have a card that jumped out, and that's two cards. We have the Chariot and Temperance. So they're both trumps, very strong messages for you, Aries. We have overcoming. This is financial wealth. So for the second house, for the Chariot to come up, it's very positive, and so and an auspicious card. It would mean that your financial circumstances are good, and also not only are they good, you are persevering and overcoming. By the way, the second house is ruled by Taurus, and so we'll see the the video for the video for July for Taurus at the end of the video, so you can skip through in the about section. So the other card that jumped out was Temperance. Temperance is all about managing different volumes of things in order to create something new. It's about being temperate, or that would mean that being concise, or using small resources in order to attain what you are attaining. So it's yeah, it's being cautious and selective, and not overusing your resources. Okay, so let's pick the triads. Those are just cards that jumped out. But right now it really tells me, Aries, that you're going to be using your finances well. So let's pick three cards: the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Okay, we'll take all the other cards. Again, this is my tarot card deck. So the thesis is Three of Discs, working hard. Aries, you really put your mind to matter over the next 6 months. You will focus on detail, and life will be less about having money and more about creating something of value. And oftentimes those are the avenues through which we really actually do find a lot of value, a lot of wealth. And so also your efforts are going to be recognized. You are going to be noted for the way that you are managing your money and possessions. Attention to detail is really important with the Three of Discs, and you will be successful with that detail. Your focus will be good. You will be on point. The antithesis to that card is the Ace of Discs. So while you are focused on so much financial stuff, so much doing well, I think something new will come into the fold. There'll be a new offer, a distraction of sorts. Now that distraction is not negative in and of itself, but it creates a diversion from the thing that you are focused on. With aces, we know very little except that something new is emerging. So let's find out what the synthesis of this reading is. King of Swords, perspective. You may draw on the help of a friend, Aries. If you're drawing on the help of a friend, he would be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra male. He has far-reaching perspective. Aries, you can be this man as well. So it makes you not lose focus, but direct your attention to the greater scope of life, the greater scope of circumstances, to the possibilities that are beyond you. And so therefore, you're working hard through the next 6 months, Aries. Then something new comes in that kind of disrupts that peaceful flow of work and energy. And the outcome is the perspective, the long-term perspective about what opportunities may be for you in the future and how to apply them. Okay, let's move on to Taurus. Now Taurus, you can watch your July reading at the end of this video, so just jump through in the about section to the July forecast, which will be a mini reading. It's only like 10-minute reading at the end of this, but in the meantime, let's look at your second house for the next 6 months. Now, if you're interested in getting a full horoscope reading privately, I do have a horoscope reading which you can get from me, and it works pretty much the same way. The thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Now this is for Taurus for July through December. Again, Taurus, if you're interested in watching just your July video, you are the chart ruler for the second house, and so therefore you can watch your video at the end of this whole video. Okay, your thesis, Taurus. The World. Wow. Now this is one of the most auspicious cards you could get for the second house. This means that money is coming at you from the world, wealth, opportunities, something beyond your regular borders, something beyond what you have in front of you. Now there could be offers to you in terms of work, but those offers would come from outside of your community. This may require travel. This may require also for you to move. This is a great card of opportunity. It's really connecting to a source of financial wealth, a source of financial support, and so that support will carry you forward. The antithesis of this card is the Prince of Swords. Be careful not to act too brash. The Prince of Swords suggests that there may be somebody in your area who's a youthful person. This person could be a Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, and this person seems to be getting in your way of achieving financial success. So this is someone who interjects, whether it's it could be as benign as asking you constantly to hang out, or it could be more malicious with complete undermining. The Prince of Swords has a sharp tongue, and so therefore you need to watch out for people like that around you, but also watch out for your sharp tongue. Opportunities from the world could be quelled if you act or speak too quickly, and so therefore there's an advice for you in that you need to really take things slow. Slow, assess the opportunities. This is great opportunities card for you. So you need to really assess the opportunities, go slow, and do not make risky decisions, because you will pay for them. The outcome card, Ten of Swords. See, and this is unfortunately, it seems as though it might be a lesson for you, Taurus. It might be a hard lesson for you. Ten of Swords says that it's the end of the matter. So there's an opportunity from the world, and then we have the Prince of Swords coming in, and then there's kind of an end to a certain set of circumstances. Taurus, you need to really watch yourself over the next 6 months with regard to money and financial possessions. Make sure that you're not investing in random places, that you're not taking financial risks. Also, there is another way to read this. The other way to read this is that your own belief in your aptitude with regard to money will be undermined at this time, Taurus. The second interpretation for some of you will mean that there's a new awakening, a new opportunity, and a new direction, which allows you to kind of break free from other circumstances, other financial circumstances that have you tied. And so therefore that will only come in the face of you speaking out, you really taking the helm, you really kind of pushing forward with what you believe to be the right course of action. But with that, the consolidation of everything will be that you will have to step away from something, you will have to back away from something and give up on something, presumably something that you once valued. All right, so find out more about the July reading at the end of this video, Taurus. Now we're moving on to Gemini now. And so the Gemini reading, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. All right, Gemini, thank you for joining me. So let's have a look and see what's going on for you with all things financial. The thesis, we have the Ace of Swords, a new communication, something new. This is the card of signing contracts. So this is a time in which you may be asked to sign certain contracts, to make certain commitments, to communicate clearly about your intentions. This card also speaks to new ideas. With regard to money, this is a nice card because it suggests that you may figure out new ways of acquiring money, of managing money, and so therefore you have a new seed of strength coming through. So the antithesis is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords denotes heartbreak. Something is not working, something has fallen apart, something has fallen to waste. And so therefore you must move on with a broken heart. So I would suggest that maybe when you're communicating with others your ideas or with your ambitions. There might come a moment over the next 6 months in which someone lets you down. This is someone whom you would have strong feelings towards. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a romantic relationship, but it would be somebody who you have trust in. And so this person, I feel as though it's a friend or an associate, doesn't pull through, more so that doesn't only not pull through, but kind of does something sneaky and unfair to you. And so therefore, in this time, I would really suggest, Gemini, that you tread softly and do not communicate all your ideas and ambitions towards other people with blanket, mindlessness and not really thinking to the details, or thinking. Make sure, be cautious of people around you, particularly people you have trust in, just over the next 6 months, because most of those people are trustworthy, but within that group there is someone who will walk away and who will cause you some grief. Wow, we have all swords. Gemini, you are an air sign, so this resonates. 9 of Swords means giving up. 9 of Swords means this is going to strongly affect you. Your belief in someone, your trust in someone is going to be really broken and shattered. And although other people are trying to lift you out of your mood, I think it's going to really strongly affect you. Your idea still stands. The idea is with you throughout this time, although I don't think that you're going to put it into practice. This is an idea with regard to money. I don't think you're going to put it into practice necessarily within the next 6 months. However, after that time, after you get over this shock, this disenchantment with someone's conduct, then you will be able to begin your ambitions with regard to the Ace of Swords. I'm also picking up on the fact that this may be your need to take care of another. In those circumstances, for those Geminis, you may have an idea with regard to money, but yet someone around you is struggling. Someone around you has a broken heart. And so therefore you become the person who tries to pull someone out of sorrow, pull someone out of their misery. And so therefore you have to put your own ideas kind of on hold and communicate well to them. Really be cautious at this time. Really be sensitive this time about who you are. And then when I think that in the circumstance where you're the helper, Gemini, I think what will happen is that it's going to be a very consuming experience. It's going to be a very trying experience. And through that time, I think that you will be very much engulfed in the sadness or the difficulties of someone else. And I think it's going to really make things hard for you to cope on your own with regard to your own circumstances. So finances for you, Gemini, at this time are going to be complicated by your mind and your experience of thinking and relating to others, but for their own difficulties, or otherwise someone's going to really give you an upset. Cancer, let's have a look at your financial circumstances. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Okay, so we have 3 cards for Cancer. The Thesis. We have Equanimity. Now this card is the card of justice and achieving balance. At this time, Cancer, you are going to be moving towards setting wrongs right and getting a fair settlement for the circumstances that you are involved in. Anywhere that has been unfair for you financially is going to achieve some sort of balance, and you're going to be able to move forward free and clear of the circumstances that have oppressed you, circumstances that have held you back, circumstances you don't necessarily feel that comfortable in. The Antithesis. Wow, beautiful. The Kin card. The Kin card represents the Lovers in other decks. It means family, brothers and sisters coming together, but also the act of union, of love union between people. So therefore, at the one hand, you're learning to stand on your own freely, and then on the other, you are coming into a relationship with someone else that is family-oriented, that is very integrated. Remember, these are both trump cards. They represent the card Justice and the card Lovers in other decks. And the outcome card, wow, the Circle of Life. Cancer, you have a major reading here. So we have 3 trumps, all very positive. With regard to finances, new opportunities will come out of this circumstance. Your life will blossom. Two heads is better than one, they say. And so with regard to finances, Cancer, you can very much expect positivity to wash over you. By investing, you're setting balance for yourself, and then you're going to be integrating with someone else. And when through that integration of the self and your relationship with another, new positives will come and wash over you, giving new opportunities, new directions, and new hope. Okay, let's take a look at Leo. Oops, sorry. So Leo. So here we have Leo for the thesis. Leo, 7 of Cups. Excuse me. 7 of Cups means that there's going to be false ambitions with regard to money for you during this time. You may want to make some bets out of your own imagination and creativity, but when you awaken, you find out that the bets that you have made have failed you in certain respects. Sorry, Leo. The advice from the 7 of Cups means really look clearly at your decisions and really take a good assessment of what's going on. I think Leo, Neptune retrograde is going to be affecting you quite strongly at this time, and so therefore really take it slow with regard to money. You may not be able to see exactly what you have on hand and what you're actually risking with any kind of decisions. What crosses it is happiness, a distraction, love. Many Leos at this time may be very in love, very much focused on their attention towards other people, maybe people that they know, people that are in their community. Happiness and joy is a very fast way to get yourself into problems financially, because you're being pushed along and you seemingly are happy, but you're undermining your foundation of wealth. So make sure that all this happiness is not clouding your judgment. The outcome, 3 of Cups, celebration, joy, joining together with friends. And so we have 3 cups. Leo, this is going to be a very emotional time for you with regard to money. And so therefore you need to really watch your money carefully, but at the same time your experience is going to be that of happiness and joy. Particularly those of you who have Leo moon at this time, watch your judgment of circumstances. These cards are not showing us what's going on below the surface. The circumstance is 7 of Cups, which is the card of illusion, so be cautious, but at the same time enjoy yourself, because good things are happening for you. Let's take a look at Virgo for the next 6 months. So Virgo, the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Okay. Virgo, the thesis, Queen of Swords. You're going to be asked to make some decisions in particular directions. Also at this time, the Queen of Swords becomes really important in your life. The Queen of Swords represents Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. She is a fighter. She's someone who stands up on her own and has decisions that she wants to impart upon others. Virgo, if the Queen of Swords represents you, you will be asked to stand on your own in terms of your finances at this time. You will have to be strong, and you will have to trust that you will not be able to put faith into others, or trust into others. The only person at this time who you can trust is yourself with your money. And so therefore this is a big warning card, because it says that but I think it's a warning card because it says there's no one else to trust, and that you have to trust in yourself. You have to be strong. But at the same time, it promises a great personal strength and great personal fortitude with regard to managing your finances. And so at this time, you may tend to be a bit conservative, on the conservative side financially. You may have certain goals that you want to achieve that are non-financial, but you know that your money will play a big part in this, so keep focus. And then also watch out for those women who are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius in your life. They may have a huge influence on you at this time. What affects this is the Eight of Cups. And so this may mean that you're not feeling that emotionally connected at this time, Virgo. You may not be feeling that motivated with regard to your ambitions. You may be focused in on other things that are not necessarily the same as your passions. I think that these two cards go really well together. Remember, this is the thesis and this is the antithesis. Here we have to fight for ourselves, but we lack motivation. We lack the emotional drive to be able to move forward, make plans, and feel confident about those plans in those directions. So this is the financial struggle for Virgos over the next 6 months. The outcome is the Chariot. So, to tell you the truth, I was kind of looking grim at this. You guys know I'm a Virgo, so I was like, oh gosh, here we go again. More being resourceful, no fun for Virgo. And so here we have the Chariot, which tells us that we're going to persevere out of our circumstances. So yay, Virgo. Team Virgo, right, guys? And so the Chariot is talking about financial mastery. For this house, for the second house, the Chariot is an awesome card, because the Chariot specifically speaks to financial wealth. It specifically speaks to material success and persevering in terms of work and employment. So at this time, dear Virgos, we are going to persevere. I think it may feel a little bit funny. We may not get that excited about circumstances, but in the end, those things will work themselves out, and we will find a way through. So stick tight to who you are. Stick tight to those Queens of Swords in our lives, be it within us or around us, and we will persevere in a good direction. Hi guys, and so this is for Libra, the next set of cards. I think I've bitten off more than I can chew with these readings. They're really long, so now I'm on the second video. So I still have 10 more to go, but this way everybody gets a little bit of a reading constantly, so I don't have to disappoint or feel like I'm disappointing anyone. So the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis of the issue. And so this is for Libra for the rest of the year of 2015. So the thesis, Libra, wow, beautiful, the star. Libra, the star, talks about destiny and then also things that are meant to be. So you're in the right place at the right time. The star also speaks about soulmates. If you can take a look at it, this is a card that's hard to see unless you have it in front of you. And so we have an angel that's guiding a baby down a water pathway towards clear and brighter days. The sun is dawning and new hope is arriving for the world. And so with this card, new hope arrives with regard to your finances, new opportunities. The antithesis, Eight of Cups. People are just not feeling that connected. Do you know how much this is coming up as the antithesis for all the signs? I think, in fact, for Virgo it just came up, and then for another sign earlier. And so 8 of Cups means that there's emotional disconnection. I think people have been really through the ringer, so it's hard to really connect with the great opportunities. Libra, believe the good things are happening for you. And, you know, understand that maybe you're emotionally tired. If you are emotionally tired, do try to create some kind of retreat. I know not everybody's able to fly off somewhere, be in the sun, or be in circumstances that will lift your mood. But you can create a small experience. Go to a park, go somewhere out of your way, out of the way of everyone else. Do not bring your social media that draws you back into all the madness, and then just really find time for yourself to center and focus. The outcome of the situation is 7 of Discs. That's beautiful. I think that you really get at what the problem is, Libra. Great opportunity, hope. You're setting yourself in a new direction, and you realize about investment, about how investing your money is so important for you at this time, and you gain perspective on the wealth of others through the experiences of others. Here we have a girl looking at a beggar, and she's very perplexed. These cards have a lot of detail. These are my cards, and so they're of famous paintings, and so they have a lot of detail in them. So a girl is looking at a beggar, and she's perplexed, and she's learning the scope. If we don't work hard, what are the I mean, I'm not blaming homelessness on not working hard, but it gives us perspective and motivation to work hard in our lives, in our own lives. And so therefore, I think through this own experience of having great opportunity, not feeling so connected, by the end of this 6-month period, you will really be focusing on saving and investing your money and using your money wisely. So you cannot, you know, be down on that. You cannot, you know, feel bad about that. Good things are coming. So Libra, the next card is Scorpio. So now this is Scorpio for July through December, in the 2nd house of finances and material goods. Scorpio. Now again, you can watch this reading for your sun, rising, moon, or the house ruler of the 2nd house. 1, 2, 3. So the first card is the thesis, the second card is the antithesis, and the third card is the synthesis of the matter. So first card is the thesis. We have judgment. Final decisions are passed, Scorpio. And especially for your sign, when you pass a final judgment, there's no going back. You're really setting out your ambitions in a certain direction. You're setting out your goals, and you're going to meet them. The antithesis of the matter is the temperance, and so therefore you're going to be using your resources wisely in order to achieve the certain goal that you're trying to achieve. Remember, judgment is not always about cutting out. It's also about setting priorities, setting goals, setting ambitions, and so therefore these two cards together are working nicely. Even though this is the antithesis, you may be asked, your goals may require you to make certain plans in far off directions, and yet therefore your nature will be to be conservative and pragmatic. The scope that the judgment card requires of you is more drastic than that of temperance, and so therefore you will have to work between the two energies and see how that kind of works itself out for you. The third card that comes out is death. Wow, Scorpio, this is your card. The death card means Scorpio, but we have 3 trumps on the table. Whatever's happening for you financially, it's really core to your experience on Earth. Scorpio, there's a fundamental change with regard to your plans, with regard to what you're doing, and you're going to make those changes yourself. They're not going to happen onto you. Overall, this really suggests that you need to focus on being gentle at this time. I know it feels like you really want to push forward materially. You really want to push forward with regard to your financial wealth. But at this time, I think that temperance is the best way to do that. Judgment is an endings and beginnings card. It really puts an end to certain circumstances and moves forward into the new aeon. And then the death card is pretty much the same. It's the phoenix rising out of the ashes, the new beginning. So with with such powerful cards of growth and expansion. We need that Temperance card to really bring us in and rein our ambitions in. So Temperance is all about combining fire and water, and so these cards have those values of expansion into the world, a fiery expansion out of the complicity and the closing off of matters that no longer serve us. And so therefore the definite advice in this reading is for you to move forward with your ambitions, move forward with what you hope to achieve. But at the same time, even though you're moving forward with the ambitions, make sure that you check every single thing as you go through, and be cautious with your statements, with exactly what you want to achieve. This is the biggest reading for the second house I've had yet, and I've gone through most of the signs now. And so therefore, if your sun sign is in Scorpio, if Scorpio rules your second house, if your moon sign is in Scorpio, or if your rising sign is Scorpio, really take note, because some real fundamental changes are going to affect those aspects. Okay, so let's take a look at Sagittarius. Hi Sagittarius, and it's very nice that I can read for you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do your July reading till way in the 11th house. But in the meantime, let's take a look at money and finances. The thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis for the next 6 months. Okay, so the thesis. Sagittarius, you are going to be asked to look deep within and look forward into possibilities and how you would feel about them. At this time, Queens of Cups may become really important and guiding lights in that journey. Now we're talking about money. Queens of Cups would mean the Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces woman. Someone who's quite emotional, someone who's really tuned in, someone who's really focused in on intuition and insight, feelings about things. So this is someone who makes you feel, makes you want to feel and explore feelings and ideas. I think that you're going to be very sensitive. I think financial wealth is going to have the topics of financial wealth are going to have a huge impact on your life. They are going to really make you sensitive with regard to those themes, and so therefore you will be really affected. Be it you're going to be very emotional, whether you make a lot of money or whether you lose some money. You're going to be very emotionally impacted by those experiences. Okay, so you have the Judgment card as your antithesis. I think as you emotionally process your rise and fall of finances, you will really be motivated to make some final decisions. I think your emotions are going to be impacted about your financial wealth, and so therefore, as your emotions are impacted by that financial wealth, you will say, this is no longer how I can move forward with this. I want to go in different directions. Or alternately, this is how I want to move forward in different directions. Or alternately, you will learn to cut certain things out because you will recognize them emotionally as not serving you. The next card up is the Three of Discs. I think that by the end of this period, you're going to make things a little bit simpler. I think at this time, the emotions are coming up because things are complicated. And I think by the end of the 6-month period, you are going to really focus in on efficacy and also pragmatics of working, of creating and whatnot. And so the Three of Discs really means that you're going to put like mind to matter and really work hard and try to achieve gains by just putting your mind to it and putting your efforts to it. And that's a very smart way to do that. Also, you're going to have very good, your efforts are going to be appreciated, your efforts are going to be recognized. And so therefore you can feel confident that that is so. So this is the Three of Discs. Here you go. working hard. This card is hard to see on the camera, but it has two men working at an oven of some kind of iron workers. Anyway, you're going to work hard, and your work is going to be appreciated, and it's going to become, your life's going to become less about emotions and really working at things and achieving smaller gains, rather than the confusing ambitions that were dominating you at the beginning of this time. So next we have Capricorn. Capricorn, let's take a look at your next 6 months with regard to the second house. So the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. So let's take a look. The thesis, King of Cups, Capricorn. I don't know if you had this for the first house as well. This card really denotes the patriarchal line of your family and your life. And so therefore the King of Cups really means about who we want to be. Also for women, this can mean your partner, your husband, as well as your father. For both genders, it could mean your father and kind of the patriarchal line of what is expected within your family, and falling into that, and themes around that. So maybe it's the lessons about money that your patriarchal line teaches you. At this time, also, people can come in who have a huge influence on you financially. If this is a person who's coming in, they would be possibly a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or someone who's really quite creative, someone who's quite emotional, someone who's quite gentle, but also willing to step in and help. So very nice card for you, Capricorn. You will find a lot of understanding for circumstances. Financial circumstances. You will find a lot of resonance, emotional resonance at this time. The counteracting principle is the equanimity card. The equanimity card depicts a situation that is akin to justice in other tarot decks. Equanimity talks about standing up for what you believe in and who you are in the world and what is important for you in the world. So this card suggests that there's a collaborative aspect. There's something coming together with other people and emotionally connecting with others. What's counteracting that principle is making things fair for yourself through the equanimity principle, which is fairness and justice for oneself, doing for oneself what the world is not doing for you, and then having the greater universe help you. So it's really kind of walking along your own path and trying to make things clear for yourself. The outcome for this card, wow, we have the circle of life, which is great opportunities and abundance coming at you from around the world. The circle of life is akin to the wheel of fortune. The circle of life says that good opportunities and joy are coming for you and giving you new prospects and new directions and hope. The circle of life means that at this time financially, as you're working yourself out between your boundaries of where you are, and where your community ends, and kind of trying to reconcile yourself versus your community, you will have good financial opportunities coming for you, and you'll find yourself experience a lift financially. So Aquarius, let's take a look at Aquarius. Now this is for your sun, moon, rising, or your house ruler of the second house. So the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Now we're all talking about money in this one. So let's have a look. So, Ace of Swords, new financial beginnings, new contracts. You're not the only one getting this, Aquarius. Ace of Swords really means that you're branching out in a new direction financially. You may have new opportunities that will require that you communicate or sign contracts and build upon that seed. New ideas may come for you about how to make money or how to use your money. What's the antithesis? Prince of Swords. Okay, so I think Gemini had a very similar breakdown, both air signs, so it's quite interesting that these cards are coming up. Prince of Swords means that you might get unique ideas that will give you kind of spur in a certain direction. Prince of Swords, I do see that as often a warning card, because the Prince of Swords has a huge propensity to kind of act out of their own accord or whatever inspires them. So they may have, you know, certain ambitions or certain hopes that they're trying to achieve, and they may be brash and not thought through. So as the antithesis, make sure that you're kind of watching how carelessly you are acting based upon your new ideas. These two cards are both very fast, so things can happen for you very quickly financially. New opportunities could come up that feel like they are the right, or you think that they are the right opportunity, but then later you might find out, be disappointed. Also at this same time, Aquarius, people could come in that could counteract your new opportunities. Those people would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Not necessarily so, but they would be the same kind of genius thinkers as you are, and so therefore you know, ingenious thinkers, and so therefore their influence on you could be, you know, you may feel like it's the right way to go, but it turns out not to be. Oh, the outcome card is the Devil. So make sure that your attention is not being focused in an improper direction. There's an element of temptation with the Devil, and so really thinking that you're going a good direction, but your ego is being coaxed, and you're being encouraged to really think about things on a superficial level. Aquarius, this is a bit of a warning reading for you financially. Make sure that keep your ambitions in check, and really pay attention to the details of the great opportunities that are coming up for you, and make sure that you don't overinflate those opportunities in improper directions, and thereby creating a false environment for yourself financially. Because then ultimately nothing's happening over the 6 months. But if you go in that direction, then it could lead to problems down the line. Now the last sign that we're going to read for is Pisces. So Pisces in the second house. This is regardless if this is your sun, moon, rising, or the house ruler for the second house. Pisces and the financial experiences of Pisces in the second house. Let's see what happens for you guys. The first card is the King of Discs. The King of Discs is the one who sits atop his throne, who gives unto others, gives wealth and security. This is an interaction with a person who could be a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. Alternately, it could mean that you're dealing with somebody here who is you know, established financially, who has his own business, Pisces, and they're kind of helping you out, or you're in their company in some way. Alternately, you yourself may find yourself to be the King of Discs, and if that is the case, then at this time your focus goes to philanthropy more so than trying to achieve business acumen, because you feel as though you've already achieved those things, and so therefore those achievements you don't feel you need to pursue. What's counteracting that principle? King of Pentacles is really about emotional connection and really feeling engaged with regard to your pursuits. The Eight of Cups is completely opposite to that. It's feeling as though unmotivated, or not feeling motivated, or not feeling so ambitious towards whatever is going on for you. And so it's your opportunity to branch off in a new direction and searching out for better, more entertaining, or more stimulating environments for yourself. elsewhere. The outcome card is the Wheel of Fortune, and so this is coming out for a lot of signs. New opportunities will come up for you, so allow the stagnation to wash over you. At this time financially, you are financially set, so you don't have to worry about that. You can focus on the other houses. When feelings of disassociation or emotional withdrawal happen for you with regard to money, just hold on tight, because some new things will come for you and your life will be reawakened in those directions. All right, so okay, so now we are going to read for Taurus for July 2015. So I am reading with the Robert Polish last name on Lihaczynski Tarot, and I will link the name properly below. It's 20 letters long, but this is for Taurus for July 2015. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I love the back of this deck of cards. It's actually my favorite. I love these cards all together. At the bottom, Taurus, we have the Emperor card. Well, not such a bad card to start off with. You are the master of your domain. New opportunities are happening for you, new chances in new directions. You become the king of something. You become required to manage certain circumstances, and you are asked to kind of lead with the helm and take some direction in a specific direction this month. At the top of the reading, we have the Queen of Discs, the Knight of Discs, a choice with 2 swords. Not being sure what to do with 8 swords. In the background, we have 4 of swords, Knight of Swords. This is a heavy sword reading. Don't feel so bad, Taurus. This is the same kind of reading that Aries got, lots of swords. So lots of things about thinking, lots of discernment that is required of you at this time. And so while you're discerning your circumstances, you will have to kind of figure out what is the best course of action, what is the best strategy to take. And so let's see, but overall the outcome is good. We have 3 of Cups as the outcome. 3 of Cups means celebration and joy. I think somebody will come into your life with a nice opportunity financially, emotionally for you. So I think that the advice is just to take some rest. Although you're charging at the circumstance, the outcome is going to be quite positive and elevate you. Remember, we have 3 of Knights here as well. 3 Knights, that's out of the 4, really suggests that there's level of industry. I don't get the sense that there is some kind of battle or argument, but some of you may experience a conflict. 3 of Swords, 3 Knights do suggest conflict, which is also reinforced by the Swords, but I wouldn't read it that way, especially because of the 3 of Cups. I think you hold your ground here. We have the 4 of Discs with you holding your ground. At the top of the reading, we have the Queen of Discs, which is Taurus, and so therefore the Queen of Discs represents Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, and so therefore this is someone who's good at managing money. She doesn't overstep her boundaries with regard to spending money. You really have to reach out to her to get in touch with her. And so she's crossed by the Knight of Discs and the Knight of Gifts. Knight of Gifts. Yeah, he is kind of a Knight of Gifts. He's giving her new opportunities, and this is a really big industry card. She may have some kind of idea, and he's able to really put it to work. Although the Knight of Discs is setting off in his own direction, he's still around to help her out and to help her sort herself out. And so this is a very harmonious aspect. At the top of the reading, we have the 2 of Swords, a decision between 2 options. I don't think you know exactly what to do. 8 of Swords denotes that. So not being really sure about where to take things, about how to apply things. At the center of the reading, we have the Knight of Swords, which is really kind of taking a helm, taking charge in a particular direction. And then the outcome we have with regard to the conduct of the Knight of Swords is the Four of Swords, which really means that you need to take rest. Things are going to get really kind of confusing. It's not time for you to make a decision yet. You don't have all the variables at hand. You're still kind of working things out. You're still not seeing the whole scope of the situation, so therefore this is a good time for you to take rest. So in July, really take rest, Taurus, and allow things to work themselves out. You're not losing your ground here. For some of you Tauruses, this could mean issues around your husband as well. And so if this is talking about a partnership for you, or your parent, your father, you're really waiting out on things to resolve themselves. So sometimes we're not able to resolve matters on our own too quickly. And then moving forward, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is saying take a rest, and while you're resting, the Knight of Cups comes to offer something. He's going to offer some kind of emotional declaration, or some kind of reinforcement of what your needs are. I think you're hoping for great enlightenment. I'm not sure if you're going to get that. I think you're going to get something much simpler, much more direct. And so therefore, in the circumstance that you don't know what to do, I don't think you're going to get a resolution about that right in July. I think it's coming, but maybe not necessarily in July. And so your strategy is going to be to hold on to what you have and then enjoy your time with others, which is celebration and joy. I think that you just give up on trying to hit your head against the wall in July, Taurus, and I think you're going to move forward and enjoy yourself and others and kind of reconnect with others on that level. Okay, so this is little your July reading, and make sure to be watching your sign through the houses. Thank you very much, Taurus. Take care. Bye.